I hear in Buffalo they have a ballpark where fans can cheer on one of the most storied franchises in minor league baseball. Where Buffalo gathers to support and to celebrate all their favorite teams. Where the bobbleheads mean a little something more. And where angry runs aren't just limited to the football field. Well, Bisons fans, mount up! Because I am thrilled to tell you I'm coming to Sahlen Field in Buffalo, and I want to see it all.
And there it is. I can't believe it. I'm speechless.
That's awesome.
Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football, a good friend of the show, joining us here today because on July 20th, this coming weekend, he is going to be on the scene, bobblehead in hand. I am stunned that they were able to get the Angry Run scepter in the mitt of said bobblehead. This is impressive. This is big time, Kyle.
It's unbelievably cool. I'm a little embarrassed by it, but I'm incredibly excited about it. Look at the bobblehead with the scepter. Listen, frankly, I hope the NFL doesn't litigate on that scepter, but let's not even bring that up.
Right.
You guys will not imagine the backstory. There could be a documentary about the making of this bobblehead. This thing started like last summer. This has taken a year to make this thing.
Wow.
The wonderful people with the team had me take 56 different pictures of my face. There was a whole photo shoot with my wife. I had to send them all these pictures. And my mom and my sisters and my wife thought it would be this beautiful, flattering shot of me. And it's terrifying. And I love it. And my kids are afraid of it. And I love how it came out. And it is so cool that it's happening this weekend. I'm really
That
proud.
is awesome. And I'll say this, too. I'm so glad you're going to come in and spend some time with the Bisons. It's a great franchise. The ballpark's right downtown. And you're going to get a chance to see the city when it's not snowing, when it's not cold. And really, it's spectacular up here right now. You're going to love the weekend.
Well, we're going to see it all because you know how listen, you and I, the three of us have talked about this before. For some reason, the Brandt family is obsessed with driving to Buffalo. We don't fly. We just won't do it. So we live above Manhattan. We'll drive across the entire state. We're gonna caravan this thing with some friends. It's going to take us 6+ hours, I think, but that's how we do it. And we have we're not just coming in on the jet, go to the baseball game, go home. No. Driving in. I think we've been invited to go to the Big League Chew Factory, which is outside of Buffalo. We're going to go there. We're going to do the falls in the morning. We're going to get on the boat and everything. We got ponchos and all that. Then wings, then the game, and who knows what the hell else on Sunday. But it's a Buffalo extravaganza for the whole family. I'm so thrilled to get there, guys. So thrilled.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Because I know when you've tried to come up for Bills games, it's kind of an in and out thing because you got to get back, for Good Morning Football on Monday and all of that jazz. So it's kind of this hurried and harried kind of thing where you're just trying to wedge it into your life because we all know what happens to our lives when the season starts. And to have the freedom to actually carve out a few days, I think that'll do your family well because, it is the Clark Griswold experience. I think you pegged that before you came on the air with us. That's
for sure.
Awesome.
And Chris, last time we did it, I got a speeding ticket driving to Buffalo. One more in the middle of the state. I don't even remember what the time was. Yeah. I got pulled over. I got ticketed. All that. So we don't want to repeat that. Another thing I won't repeat, and this is perfect for you guys because you will get this. So the team reaches out and they asked me to do this promo that you guys just played. Of course, I'd love to do it. It was really fun. The promo comes out saying I'm going to go to Buffalo this coming Saturday. And for every message I got that said, this is so cool, and there were a lot, there were 12 telling me, dude, it's not Bisons, it's Bisons. I got hammered about the Bisons.
About the
I didn't know. Listen, I'm familiar with that word, Bisons. I thought for my whole life it's Bisons. I have come to learn it's Bisons with a hard Z sound in the middle. I will never mess it up again. But this is how you say it, right?
Well, that's how they say it here. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's phonetically correct, but that's how they say it here. So you just got to suck up and deal, I guess.
Yeah.
But let me get to some of the details too, because we got to kind of get the particulars out of the way. Ballpark on July 20th. Gates open at 4:30 for the 6:35 p.m. first pitch. There will be a 90-minute autograph session. Kyle is throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, and we're going to get to the details on that in a second because we all know that is a potential meme moment. So I hope you're ready and willing and able. But the actual game is Bisons versus Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the Yankees AAA affiliate, better known as the Rail Riders. Angry runs from our chicken wing race. This is going to be good. We got to dive into that a little bit. So there's plenty going on around the game. So first and foremost, ceremonial first pitch, Kyle. Yeah. I have full faith in you. I mean, you have an athletic background, and I know you probably pitch to your son a lot, who last I checked still playing Little League. So we feel good about standing at 60 feet 6 inches.
No, I don't feel good. I'm as terrified as everybody else. Dude, but I'll tell you this. I remember coming on with you guys a couple of years ago before I had the privilege of announcing the draft pick for the Bills.
Right.
And I was not worried about the being up there in front of the crowd or the presentation. I was worried about the pronunciation of the player's name. Because I did not want to mess that up. It's disrespectful to the player. It's embarrassing for me. And you don't learn the player's name until 30 seconds before you walk out on stage. So I was so relieved when they handed me that card and it just says Terrell Bernard Baylor. I can handle that. I can say Terrell Bernard and Baylor. It was a breeze. So the equivalent now for this first pitch, and I've done the research on this. I know I'm kind of a historian on bad first pitches, whether it's 50 Cent or Baba Booey or Carl Lewis and Mariah Carey. There's all kinds of them. I know what gets these people, and everyone who's done it, and I've talked to a few of them, they're like, listen, it's not throwing the ball, it's not the crowd, it's not the distance, it's the height of the mound will shock you when you get up there. All of a sudden, if you're throwing off the rubber, which I will do, it's way up high, and you have to throw down. It's not like playing catch. So I'm a little nervous about that. But I will give you the same promise to bring this full circle that I gave you guys before the draft pick announcement. I promise my first pitch will not be boring. I'm not saying I'm going to paint the corner. I'm not saying I'm going to break the speed gun. I promise it will not be boring. You can quote me on that.
Very nice.
I think Kyle's got a cutter.
I'll say that. Yeah,
I think he's got a cutter.
You got to warm up too. I learned that as well. So.
Yeah, and I know in the bowels of the stadium
I'm
too,
frozen,
Kyle.
Guys, I lost you.
That's okay.
You can hear you.
In the bowels of the stadium. In the bowels of the stadium,
old Brandt family Wi-Fi. I'm frozen.
In the bowels of the stadium, they have a batting cage, and I think they actually have a rubber under the stadium. So that would be a place.
Yeah,
you got to let you warm up a little bit and
go down in the batting cage under the stadium and get a few throws in.
Oh, I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna be warming up. I'm gonna take the greenies, whatever I gotta take, guys. I'll be peeking the rosin bag. Listen, if I have to go Mark McGuire style, I'll do whatever I have to do, but it will not be boring.
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, it's an institution here in the summer, Bisons baseball. So I'm glad you're going to be a part of that. I don't know. So the chicken wing run. And I'm sure you've seen several iterations of this around the baseball universe, whether it's, the Washington Nationals with the 4 presidents running around, and what they do in Milwaukee. They've got a pretty famous one as well. So this is like, it's pretty good here. I got to say, they really jazz it up. The storylines are amazing. At last I checked, I thought they retired Celery. And he had his last race a couple of years ago. And people are like, "Oh, it's his last race. Celery's gonna finally win." I don't think he did. Like
Celery went over.
Yeah, he just retired in absolute disgrace. And then they brought in roast beef, and they got the roast beef because it's beef on weck here in Buffalo.
Yeah, sure.
He runs with a bucket of au jus. I'm not joking. He runs with a bucket of au jus. Or maybe it's horseradish. It's one or the other.
Know.
So, but that contestant literally runs with a bucket in his hand. It's a prerequisite.
So you can talk about these games for an hour and forget there's an actual baseball game that takes
that is
allegedly.
That is
there's
correct.
so many. Now listen, they even reached out. They said, "Would your children like to be involved?" So my son Calvin, I think, is going to race Buster, the mascot.
Oh, awesome!
One of the Indians. He's going to race Buster. I think my daughter Evelyn's going to do the play ball on the microphone. Like I'm going to be in the broadcasting booth with the guys. They've invited me. So it's I guess allegedly there's a baseball game eventually, but I just am so there for all of this stuff.
Can't wait. That is so awesome, and I'm glad your whole family's going to get to do it. You drive in for the game. That is totally awesome. Now,
Thank you.
we got to talk also about the change in Good Morning Football. New location. Tell us about how this is going to go. It's just around the corner as well, just after you get back from Buffalo, correct?
It is, yeah, Steve, you're all over it. And thank you to so many people, many of them from the Buffalo area, of just saying, God, when the hell is Good Morning Football coming back? When are you guys coming back? Stop saying you're coming back and not come back. And there we are. We're returning 2 Mondays from now. Monday, July 29th, on NFL Network. It's new faces. Sherry Burris is there. Akbar Bajabiamila is there. But it's me and Schrager and Jamie at the table. They're doing it from LA. I'm going to be there largely, and then I'll be in New York some. But fact is, football's back. We're back. We've been off for months. People tell us they miss us. We miss them. Like, I am going to punch a hole in the roof of the studio. I am so excited to get back talking about football after sitting here on the sideline for months. And it's coming Monday, 29th. You see it right there in front of you. You're watching us. NFL Network, just like always, guys. We can't wait.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to have a lot to chew on day one because, like, training camps are already going to be in full swing. They're going to be like 3-4 days in already. You're going to have storylines out the wazoo to kind of discuss their lead block or even after that.
Well, you know what? We already got our lead block story. It's the great addition of talent to the Buffalo Bills. Will Chris Brown, becoming the official voice of the Buffalo Bills, be able to push them over the edge? Will this make the difference, Brownie? I know you hate this stuff. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. Dare I say, I'm proud of you for this promotion, if you can call it that. I call it that. I'm so excited to listen to you. It's so well-deserved. Happy for you, for the family, for the entire community. You're the best, man. You deserve it.
I appreciate that very much. So thank you for
that was just announced yesterday morning, and we had a lot of great talks about that yesterday, and a lot of great feedback. It's really
listen,
good.
Every year, my friends and I do a play-by-play announcer fantasy draft. Brownie, you're my 6th round pick, maybe 7th, but like,
that's
good. I won't let you fall past the 7th. Okay,
I'll do my best to move up in the rankings. We'll see. I mean, there's no scouting report on me really, so we'll see if I can do better.
Nobody's got any film on him. He'll be a surprise. That's great.
Hopefully, I'm a sleeper for your squad.
So you said what day do you leave? Like, you leaving on a Friday night, getting there Thursday? What's your schedule?
We're gonna like Friday morning, like we're up and at 'em. I'm gonna be banging pots together, get kids out of bed, breakfast in the car, get your iPads and your tablets. You can have everything the hell you want. Just get in the back seat and be quiet for 6 or 7 hours. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna go to the Big League Chew, like I said. And then I don't even know. We don't even have dinner plans Friday night. And people tweet stuff. You got to come to this place. You got to come. This is the best place. Like, it's still up in the air. But we'll get there. We'll leave Friday morning. We'll get there Friday late afternoon. And we're going to soak up every single second. This is our grand finale for the summer because it's back to work. I fly to New York the Monday after we get back. So when you make summer plans, we're going to go on this trip. Our trip is Buffalo. We're not going to Naples, Florida. We didn't go to Hawaii. We're going to Western New York.
There you go.
And that's our trip, and we love it.
Yeah, we can't wait. That'll be awesome.
And you don't need ponchos on the Made in the Mist. They give them to you.
Tell me about this.
They give them to you. So don't worry about needing them. They'll give you like these. They're like paper thin, but they're effective. They work. And because they're literally going to take you almost right under the Canadian side. It's going to be awesome. You will get wet. So if one of your kids is like, nah, I don't want to wear that silly thing, then tell them they better bring a change of clothes because they will get soaked. But
that's good because I feel like I need a poncho at the wing place too, like just for the au jus sandwiches.
True as well,
I can double use that sucker.
That's exactly right.
Well, yes, because you get to bring it with you. So that's you take it with you home. Awesome. So that's it'll be great. You're gonna have a blast. The weather will be perfect. So it's gonna be awesome. And I know I'm gonna try to get to the game on Saturday myself. So hopefully I could cross paths with you and say hello. And one quick thing for Calvin, I don't know if they described the race to him. This is my guess because I've seen this a couple of times from the Bisons. What they do is when you race Buster, he starts at home plate with the contestant. One of them runs to first, the other runs to third, and they try to beat each other back to home base. So if Calvin wants to get a little practice in, I think that's the format of the race he's going to be running. So it's a race around the bases.
When they pass each other, or is that frowned upon? Because they must.
That is frowned upon. Yes, that is frowned upon. So yes.
You know, Brownie, I see these football games sometimes at halftime where they play like the mascots versus little kids, and it's always some little kid getting stiff-armed into the 5th row and the mascot going viral because the Vikings shoved the kid. I hope that the Bisons don't get down like that because I will have Calvin prepared to fight back.
No, I think Buster is a professional in every sense of the word, so I'm not terribly worried about that. But and I'll put my, we're NFL employees. We can't bet, but if we could, we'd bet on Calvin.
No, never.
So,
How dare
yes,
you?
That's
No,
right.
but Calvin will be ready. I promise. I will have the scepter on hand. And everybody listening, if you have an Angry Run shirt, wear it. If you don't, and have always wanted one of those crazy Angry Run shirts, they'll be selling them at Sahlen Field, and the proceeds go to charity. Come out and get one. It's like this is the Saturday night I've looked forward to for 4 months. Really, more like a year when they asked for the bobblehead. So. I'll be at about 1 billion out of 10 when I'm on the mound. I'm very, very excited. I'll sit and would love to meet all the Buffalo fans, talk Bills, talk Josh Allen, talk the inimitable Chris Brown taking over the microphone. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about it. Just come out on Saturday night.
All right, sounds good, Kyle. Thanks for giving us some time. Give him a heater, Ricky. Give him the heater.
Forget about the curveball. Give him the heater. Trust me, there's going to be some heat. All kinds of heat. I got you.
That is
all right.